Hi, welcome back to Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Today we're going to be talking about, are there any benefits to playing one-on-one basketball? And right off the bat, the answer to that is yes. The problem is many coaches and people that teach basketball always say, well, basketball is not a one-on-one sport. It's a team sport. You have to do things as a team. You have to pass the ball. You have to share the rock. You have to play defense. You have to gang rebound. It's all about team, team, team. Really, basketball is a team game where 5 little mini one-on-ones are being taken place. So in order for you to win the overall game or win the overall war, like some people like to say it, you have to win your individual matchups. Well, how do you win your individual matchups if you're not playing a lot of one-on-one basketball? And that's the thing that many people and coaches overlook. You know, they stress the importance of team ball. But before you teach a kid a team ball, you got to let them get accustomed to beating defenders and beating their opponents one-on-one. And if you do it the right way, it's going to be very effective for your players and very effective for kids who just want to become better basketball players all around. You know, what I would suggest for people that, don't like one-on-one basketball, if you're going to do it this way. Play one-on-one basketball, everything all ones, and every time you get the basketball, you clear it. Even on steals, you clear it. Only, I guess, even air balls, you clear it. You clear everything, and it will be loser's ball every time. So this does 2 things. First of all, it tests like your cardiovascular. So like every time you get the basketball, you can't just go ahead and put it right back up. You have to go back to the 3-point line and come back. So it simulates the real game. In a real game, when the person shoots the basketball and they make it, they get back on defense. So automatically right there, if you're clearing everything in one-on-one basketball, that simulates a full court game. So every time I shoot, if I make it or miss, I got to get back on defense. So that's one of the things that is good. It's good for your conditioning, and it simulates the real game. So you don't have that make it take it. And a lot of times make it take it loses people games because if somebody gets really hot at one point, they hit maybe 3-4 jumpers in a row, a 4-point lead for a game that goes up to 7, game's over. So that's one of the things. Another great thing about one-on-one basketball, it helps you try out and test out moves. So it's pretty much like labbing or getting in your mad scientist mode. When you play somebody one-on-one in different competition one-on-one, you get to practice those moves that maybe you wouldn't try in a game, or maybe you're afraid to try in a game. But on a one-on-one level, only person you'll be disappointed is yourself. You don't have to worry about your coach. You don't have to worry about your teammates getting upset with you. All you have to do is just try out the move, and it'll be like easy peasy. I don't have to worry about anybody getting upset with it. Only thing you got to get upset about is if the move didn't go the right way that you wanted it to go. So that's another thing. It's like your little practice facility, one-on-one practice facility. And the best teacher is playing a live opponent. It's great to practice by yourself, but it's also great to test out your moves. And what other better place to do it than one-on-one? So that's another benefit. You get to try out your moves. And like I said before, you get to simulate the real game. Another thing is that people tend to not realize one-on-one is great for defensive purposes. When you're playing one-on-one loser's ball, you're tired as all hell. I mean, you're on offense, you're dribbling, you're shooting, you're doing whatever you're doing your thing. Now, all of a sudden, loser's ball, you got to get back on defense. So all the energy you're putting into offense doesn't mean anything if you don't put a great deal of energy into defense. Because your defense could lose you the game. The same way that the offense could lose you the game, the defense could lose you the game. So right then and there, that's a mini lesson that kids are learning that, okay, it's not just about me playing offense. It's about me putting in work into my defense. So if you're playing one-on-one and somebody's constantly whooping your ass on the defensive end, you're going to say, hey, let me get into him. Let me contest better. Let me foul them harder. Let me play a little tougher. Let them back me down. It's so easy. And those are the things that that you could transfer into a real game. Because too many times, like kids are getting beat in a basketball game because they haven't honed in on their defensive skills one-on-one. And it'll be simple things like, not staying on their toes or not keeping the defender between them and the basket. Well, the reason they're bad with those things in 5-on-5 is because they never really experienced that with one-on-one. So one-on-one basketball is a great place where kids could go ahead and learn how to play great defense if you're doing it right, which is you play one-on-one basketball, everything ones, loser's ball every time. You clear everything. You go out to the three-point line and come right back in like you're simulating a real game. If you do those things, then one-on-one basketball can definitely benefit you a great deal. If you look at basketball and all of the greats of basketball, I would say excluding LeBron James, because he doesn't really boast about being a great one-on-one player. But if you look at Larry Bird, amazing one-on-one player. Michael Jordan, amazing one-on-one player. Kobe Bryant, amazing one-on-one player. Even the young kids today, if you look at like a Stephen Curry when he was nutmegging for the Team USA, he made all of those dummy defenders look like crap because his one-on-one skills were superior to everybody else's. Carmelo Anthony, another great one-on-one player. And if, for the most part, the guys that I mentioned, they're great all-around basketball players, because they can protect themselves and carry themselves because they have that one-on-one talent. That one-on-one talent, it can help you in 5-on-5 if you're using it the right way. Because a lot of people give playing one-on-one like a bad name, he's a one-on-one player. Yeah, the greatest player of all time. He was a one-on-one player. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if he could go ahead and go off on you. There's nothing that I see wrong with that. So I advise and I urge, many coaches, many players, hey, throw a little bit more one-on-one into your routine and play against different opponents. Play against bigger opponents. Play against smaller opponents. You're really honing your skills. Even if you play King of the Hill, where you have 3 guys, you have one playing defense, one ready to rebound. The guy misses, he goes into the back of the line, and you know how King of the Hill works. I don't necessarily have to explain it to you. But things of that nature, honing in your one-on-one skills, they'll make you more comfortable in a 5-on-5 environment. Once you can hone your one-on-one skills, then you can graduate and apply those things into your 5-on-5s. So where you won't be getting beat so easily on defense, or when you get the basketball, you won't feel like you don't have any moves to do. You'll know what to do in a certain situation because you have practiced that in your practice, one-on-one practice, and then now you're taking it to your 5-on-5. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully people will stop giving one-on-one basketball a bad rep. There are many benefits to it if you're doing it the right way. This is Vladimir from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Take peace.